Hi, I'm Kevin Falvey, Editor-in-Chief of Boating Magazine, and this is Boating Roundtable. Today, we're going to discuss a subject that's near and dear to our hearts at boating. We're always covering boating safety. We've always covered man overboard techniques, how to get the boat back, how to prevent people from going overboard, etc. But there's a problem that many boaters haven't addressed. If you have a man overboard, a person overboard in the water, and you can't get them back aboard, how do you get them in the boat if they're unable to help themselves? Maybe they're a large person, maybe they're hurt in some way, and you have to get them back physically in the boat, not just to the boat, but in the boat. How do you do that? So today we're here with John Sweeney from Cleat-Mate, who's got an innovative solution for that. John, welcome to Boating Roundtable.
Thank you. Good. How's it going? Good to see you. Well, yeah, this product system that we came up with a couple of years ago was a result of a near drowning accident. The guy that started this company and came up with this creation is a good friend of mine, Jerry Hines. He was up at Lake Michigan a couple of springs ago, early April, and he was out on the dock and heard some commotion and went over to find that a very large gentleman, elderly gentleman, had slipped into the water. And he summoned some help. The guy was also injured, had a bad wing, and it took about 5 people to pull this gentleman out of the water, and it was almost too late to get him out. I mean, he was going down for the 3rd time. So Jerry went home that night and kind of had a stream of consciousness. This all came flooding to him. And over the period of just the next couple of weeks, he came up with this concept of the Cleat-Mate, which I have a unit right here. And so Jerry came up with this. It's been tweaked a little bit over the years, but what it is an anodized unit underneath here with a retriever that's bolted on top, and this will rotate 360 degrees. It fits over.
Why don't we show the video, and then you can come back and we'll comment on that. How about? And folks, while that's queuing up, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this one.
Have you ever found yourself in the position of trying to pull someone out of the water, but just haven't had the upper body strength to do so? Sometimes this can be a dire situation where minutes count. Cleat-Mate can assist and prove to be a key in accomplishing this. Slide the Cleat-Mate over one of the aft-mounted cleats on your boat's transom, as shown in this video. Throw the foam life belt to the individual in the water. Have them click into the ring by clipping onto one of the D rings embedded in the belt on the inside. You can now insert the web nylon belting in the spool, pull out the slack, and begin to ratchet. The Cleat-Mate is meant to assist securing and then pulling an individual up to the transom where they can be aided in exiting the water.
John, that video really told the story very well, but perhaps you could elaborate about the design, the construction, and the variations of the Cleat-Mate that different boaters might use. Right.
Well, again, over time, we have tweaked it. We've since anodized the Cleat-Mate itself, that's the unit that fits over the cleat. The retriever bolts on top. And we've widened the gap space underneath, widened the end of the Cleat-Mate that slides over the cleat, because we had to make it adapt to different size cleats, different design cleats. Right, exactly. And we've had the foam on top so it doesn't damage the gel coat on the boat. And then you have multiple holes here, as you can see, where you put the pin through, slide it over, mount it on the cleat, put it through. This unit here will accommodate up to about a 12-inch cleat. If people have cleats that are larger, we can tool up a Cleat-Mate for that application. So we've also had it tested, and testing came out very positively. We're looking to get Coast Guard certification on this, but interestingly enough, there is no category in existence for a system like this. There's categories for, throwing a life ring or throwing a safety belt or a life vest to someone, but there is no category for a system like ours, which we think makes a pretty bold statement that, up to this point, nothing like this has existed, and there isn't anything on the market like this now.
Right, and I definitely attest to the need for it. About 10 years ago, I picked I saw a kayaker overturn and end up in the water in a coastal inlet where I live, and I went over and got him, and he was in breaking surf, and it was a bad situation, but I happened to be there, and I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds. I certainly was very fit 10 years ago, and this gentleman was older and over 200 pounds, and I could not get him in the boat. And he had swallowed water and was kind of exhausted. And he, even with the swim ladder, he couldn't do it. And, we had breaking waves. So all I could do was have him hold on. And I just kind of idled off to the side till we got to calmer water. And then finally drifted around for about 15 minutes till he caught his breath and caught his wind. And even then, with him climbing, he still needed my help to get into the boat.
Absolutely.
So on a personal level, I can definitely see where you could be in a situation, have someone in the water, and not be able to get them aboard.
You got to consider that, put yourself out on the water. People think, oh, it's just a calm day. And what if it's not a calm day? What if it's real rough seas? What if it's windy? What if the person in the water's incapacitated or injured? And then, like you said, Kevin, to get the person up to the boat is one thing, but to get them on the boat is a whole different ballgame. I can tell you that the belt that we have, this system.
I have one right here.
You got that's the child pet belt there, but if you flip it over, you can see there are straps with stainless steel D-rings, and it's the same design as the belt for adults. The capacity, flotation capacity on the adult belt is 400 pounds. And I can tell you, when we first came out with this, Jerry showed me this adult belt, put it on me, and clicked in. Once you click into that, you've got control over that person. So consider the person in the water. If they are drowning, if they're in a bad situation, that'll give them a sense of, maybe a little sense of calm, and you've got control. You click on to the strap that comes with it. It's a 100-foot strap with the stainless steel clip on it, and then you have control over the person in the water. So you can get them to the boat, and with the Cleat-Mate, you ratchet it. It's not a 360 ratchet. A child can ratchet this thing, so it doesn't take a lot of strength. And you ratchet them up to the ladder, up to the swim platform, assist them on getting back on board.
Right.
So, it works very effectively, as you can see demonstrated in the video as well. Pete, if you have a story, but it's almost like everybody you talk to.
I had one, but I actually have two. Well, they both involve tubing. I had somebody on our boat that separated their shoulder while tubing, healthy adult, strong, and could not get back onto the swim platform to get back in the boat. So we had to have three, and just one separated shoulder. We had to get 3 adults to pull him back onto the swim platform to get out of the water.
And what if you didn't have 3 adults there? What if it was 2 kids?
He would not have been able to get back in the boat. We'd had to tow him back.
And then what if a storm was approaching? Or,
you'd have
and
to
the other, we have
might
also had situations
where radio and call for, and ask any boat in the area. It's me. I'd probably get on 68 and go, hey, any boats over near Pine Neck Point or wherever I was.
Yeah.
Really could use a hand, getting whoever. I need a hand,
And the other one, I was just because you were saying like helping calm somebody down, is I could, teaching the kids to water ski. We had a kid once who fell out in the middle of a river where we boat and panicked And it was really hard to get them back in the boat.
Yeah.
Even though they had the PFD on that you could grab, just because the kid is panicking. You had mentioned that the Cleat-Mate works on boating cleats up to 12 inches long, but are there any other mounting options, say if your cleats aren't in the ideal location to use this?
Yes, we do have a shaft. It's etched out of solid billet aluminum, and I think Kevin's holding that up now, with a retriever mounted on top of that, and that just slides into the rod holder. But I'm advised by experienced boat people that you got to make sure that you have the type of rod holders that are like backplated, bolted, and not just screwed into your deck. So you want to make sure that you've got a real solid mounting. But that's a real simple one. The Cleat-Mate, you got to put it on the cleat, slide the pin through, and attach it. This one, you just drop it in. So much easier. So yeah, there's an option there for certain boaters.
Tell us about the bag in the back. It's a nice kit, it's a rugged bag. What comes with my Cleat-Mate?
That comes with the kit, and the kit consists of the Cleat-Mate with the retriever, 100 foot of polypropylene strapping with a stainless steel clip on that, and then it would have a life belt, man overboard belt for adults. That's a 400-pound capacity. And then the storage bag itself. And the storage bag will contain all of that. So if you can fit it all in there, it's a canvas bag. The instructions are on the flap. Flap is Velcroed on there. It's got a carrying strap, and it's also got 2 straps on the back side if you want to clip it onto your railing.
Yes.
And it also has some grommets, like 4 grommets on the bottom for drain holes. Right. So it's well constructed.
I would agree. We haven't tested this yet, by the way, folks. We're going to do an on-water test of this Cleat-Mate. We haven't yet, but I have examined as has Jim Hendricks, our West Coast editor, the construction and design, and it's very rugged, corrosion resistant, well thought out as far as that goes. Again, we haven't tested it on water yet, but to handle it, to look at it, it's very well made. John, is there anything else you want to add before we close?
Well, just make sure if you want more information that you go to Cleat-Mate.com, our website, and everything's there that you need. Click on shop and make your purchase.
John Sweeney, thank you for joining us today and sharing what Cleat-Mate has to offer for our audience. We look forward to our on-water test. Until next time, I'm Kevin Fowley with Pete McDonald, and this has been Boating Roundtable.